Moving out to Nigeria, as the race to the 2023 election thickens, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday disclosed his criteria for the ideal presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the 2023 elections. In a meeting with the APC governors in Abuja, the president said the choice of the candidate must be someone who would give the Nigerian masses a sense of victory and confidence even before the elections. The candidate must also uphold the virtues of the party, although the president has kept his preferred aspirant to himself.
So who will be APC's flag bearer amongst contestants, which include the Vice President, Professor Bashir Badru, the APC national leader, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, Rotimi Amechi, the Ebonyi State Governor, David Umahi, and others? Meanwhile, after two postponements, the ruling party began the screening of its presidential aspirants on Monday by a committee headed by a former national chairman of the party, Chief John Odige Oyegun. It is expected to hold a convention between June 6 and 8, where the candidate is to emerge from about 23 aspirants. Now, joining us live on the conversation to discuss this all the way from Kano, Nigeria, is Bashir Badru, is a legal practitioner. Thank you so much, Barrister, for joining us on the conversation.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. So let's look at this now. The presidency has disclosed he has a preferred presidential candidate, but he would not reveal him. Now, how influential is President Buhari's choice in this election to start with?
Well, how influential? Yeah, very, very. As a leader of the party, as of everyone in that party. As a rallying point of everyone in that party is very, very influential. But I must warn, the delegates are very sensitive, and he has one vote if he's a delegate. If he's a delegate, he has just one vote. So he is influential as a party member and as the president and as the leader of that party, ruling party. His influence is, very important, very, very influential.
But what about in the influences? Now, Bashir, what about in the grand scheme of things when it comes to elections? Do you think the president's anointed candidate would matter?
Yeah, well, maybe I'm just trying to answer that question. How influential? Yes, very, very influential. But I can also tell you there are limits to his influence. Because in 2014, if we just do a recast of the pre-2015 election, he was just nobody. In quote, nobody. A man that willed that influence made him somebody. And there was a sitting president of the opposition party. So I think when we look at it from this perspective, you also agree with me that yes, Mr. President today in the ruling party has influence. But to what extent? How many governors can he actually command or control? These governors, where is their loyalty to the president or to the party? These are the questions we have to answer to be able to effectively answer the question number one, the influence of Mr. President.
Okay, Barrister Badru, now, I'm going to ask a very tricky question because we're looking at how influential the president's choice is. We know that he has a preferred candidate, but he has failed to reveal the name, and there are a number of aspirants who have met with the president with their intention to contest. For example, the Vice President, Bashir Badru. Do you have any inclination who this preferred candidate might be among the numerous aspirants that have come to meet him?
If you ask me, I will say his benefactor is his preferred candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Categorically.
Why
they wouldn't do otherwise. It's a politician.
Why? What about his vice president?
Who is his vice president? What does he have? Just holding the vice president position? Does it make him a preferred candidate? No, it doesn't. That is not how party politics works. No, it is not. That's not the way it works. What does he have? Looking at Professor Bashir Badru, where is his constituency? Legal practice? How many lawyers will vote for him? How many lawyers are in the delegates?
But we saw a banner of, would I say, Nigerian lawyers who actually came out with a post urging him to vote. So don't you think he will also have a kind of influence on the Lawyers Association, so to say.
You and I know too well that you, me, the so-called elite, people in that class don't come out to vote on the election date. You know that. The lawyers will be indoor watching movies. They won't come out. They won't be there. Those who will be there are those who are clamoring for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Those who understood what politics actually means. Take it or leave it. You may like Asiwaju, you may not like him. I love reading Farouk Berogi's column. He said something. He said, the way to stop Asiwaju, just recent post. And he broke it down. Perfect analysis. Why don't you need this guy? He was there for you. Mr. President is playing a game. You know, Chief M.K. Abiola of blessed memory, in one of his numerous proverbs said, you don't want a shy that is dancing around the well. It dares not jump into it. Mr. President would dare not toy with the kind of influence Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu willed in that party.
Okay,
yeah, majority of people also like him.
Now, still talking about the president's preferred candidate and choice.
Yes.
In Nigeria, where we have a sort of culture of, you know, hiding things in secrecy. When a woman is pregnant, she doesn't really announce it to the whole world. When somebody's ready to travel abroad for greener pastures, you wait until you travel. So why do you think a name hasn't been revealed by the president yet? Why is he being mute on his preferred choice?
One of the games of politics, just trying to keep the tension high within people's mind. Who could that be? Making your guesses. But I can tell you for free. If they put the delegates together today and they come to vote, if they will vote like PDP did, perfectly, excellently, even though we had money that been shared, we saw it live, and we saw EFCC either guiding the money or aiding the distribution of the money because no arrest was made. Let APC come out the same manner and conduct their election free and fair, even if they are going to share money.
Okay, Bashir, now you're talking about this concept of benefactor, and most people also call it godfatherism. Now, the president said the choice of candidate must be someone who would give the Nigerian masses a sense of victory, confidence, and be accepted by all parts of the country. What should Nigerians be looking for? Is Nigerian politics now the issue of benefactor?
My dear, I love that statement. Somebody who will give Nigerians sense, you know, of, oh, this is the person we can vote for. Ask an average person on the street. They will say, we don't know, even though we don't like Bola Tinubu, but he's going to win. Even a layman will tell you that. We don't like Bola Tinubu. They can't tell why they don't like Bola Tinubu. But give an average man that choice, he will tell you, I will vote for Tinubu. Because that's the only candidate we can trust, regardless of whatever they insinuate around him. So,
but you sound like you're campaigning for the man, because I mean your grounds are that, you know, the president was his benefactor. Nigeria is greater. I mean, it's Nigerian electorates that will choose who they want to be their president at the end of the day. Even Mr. President has a single vote. So why do you feel, based on the principle of reciprocity and, you know, doing one for his benefactor, that's why, regardless of our current state and situation, Nigeria is bigger than the current president and even his benefactor that helped him to get into power?
If you have done nothing wrong to me and you were my benefactor, would you like that I just ignore you and bring you before the public like someone I should not even go close to with a kilometer, or a kilometer, what do you call it? If you have done nothing wrong and you cannot come out to tell anyone that this is my benefactor, how no, just forget about him.
But it's not the matter of benefactor. It's what the Nigerians want. We're looking at issues here of security. We're looking at issue of economic growth. Can he give us that? Not the fact that he has actually helped someone get to the seat of power.
I agree with you perfectly. But if anyone has any issue, why do you want to blackmail this man without any issue? He's like just any other citizen. What is his crime?
I mean, no one is opposing his candidacy. They're just questioning the principle of benefactor and and godfatherism. Now let's moving on. Yeah, Bashir, moving on away from the personality, so it doesn't feel like we're discussing personality politics here. Bashir, please, one second, if you would let me, please. The opposition People's Democratic Party held their convention last week, and they picked a candidate from the Northeast. Will picking a Southern candidate by the ruling All Progressive Congress be the trump card in the presidential election? Can it be that deciding factor, the region where the APC picks their candidate from?
The politics of the party, this issue of where the president will come from, it's always an internal agreement from the party. So if PDP deliberately chose to say, okay, we don't care about where the president is going to come from, we just need someone more credible and more competent, fantastic. APC should also go forward and say, we don't care where the president is going to come from, someone who has the pedigree, someone who we can confidently trust with the fate of this country should be there. Enough of castigating individuals. This is my point. Come out, discuss issues. Let everybody come to the field. Allow the delegates to choose without influence. Can you say PDP just chose without influence? Right? I leave that to those who answer that question. So I don't agree that as it stands, the two parties, PDP, APC, or any other party that has chosen a flag bearer, have actually demonstrated true democracy. They have not.
So in other words, are you against the consensus candidate? Because I know the president has talked about it, but some other aspirants have also said that choosing a consensus candidate will bring about chaos. Are you for or against it?
I'm actually opposed to consensus candidacy. It is undemocratic. It is imposition.
But what if there's an internal agreement, as you said, among the party members, and they have chosen that, okay, this is the person that we want? Would you still call it undemocratic among the party members?
The Constitution does allow.
No, I won't, because you already defined how the process will have been undertaken. If every contesting candidate consents and say, okay, fine, we're allowing A to be the flag bearer of our party, that is true democracy. That is true democracy. So, but to speak in tongues about what delegates should do without seeking their true consent is called imposition.
Okay, now Bashir, still talking about the primaries, a member of the All Progressive Congress from Kano State, Sagir Mayali, asked the Presidential Screening Committee to disqualify the national leader of the party, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for allegedly falsifying his graduation from the University of Chicago, and alluded to the fact that Tinubu's real age is something of a mystery. No one really knows how old he is. What do you make of this?
It's just coming from the wrong side. If this issue has been there...
Do you have any data to prove otherwise?
If this issue has been there, if he has facts, if Togir has facts, why is he coming before the screening panel with a petition? Why not on the courts? Before the screening panel, when the man picks the form, why did he not go to court? Why did he not petition police? See, these are just games of politics. And why did the panel not screen him out and say you are disqualified?
Well, talking about the screening, Bashir, how would you assess the whole screening of the presidential aspirants? I mean, we saw the former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, being involved in the screening also after he actually secured bail. So what was your general assessment of the screening?
Yes, Nigerian politics is still undergoing some works. It happens everywhere. I can't blame Nigeria. I still want to believe our democracy is still very young, and we should at least learn by the road. The truth is, in every setting, you will find some flaws, but we can always get better going forward. I cannot give the screening an excellent mark, and I cannot underscore it completely as if it is a total waste of time. No, it would be wrong for anybody to do that. Yes, they have done screening. Good. Let's go ahead and see. If anybody is agreed about whatever transpired there, the courts are open there. We can always take the advantage of the judiciary and see what happens. If the judiciary agrees with Sagir or whoever is aggrieved, good luck to them. This is democracy. Let's do it.
Okay, Bashir, just before we wrap things up, we've seen money become a huge factor. Money has always been there, but not like this elections. We've seen the political certain monetized, highly monetized. Going forward, is politics in Nigeria now for sale? Is it for the highest bidder? And what can we do legally?
That is the situation
what can we do to make money a non-factor and have people that really have the interest of the people at heart? Because if you do recall, there was a video of I think it's Mr. Ademola Jackson. It's contesting for Osun State Governor, and he did come out openly and he said, you know, we bought dollars. This time around, it's going to be fire for fire. How do we make money a non-factor and elect people that have the best interest of people at heart?
Thank you. We have to return to the basis. We have to go back to the grassroots. Unfortunately, there is nowhere we are starting from. It's not when we say we want to return to the drawing board. We are not saying, oh, this will happen in the next 2, 3, 5 years. No, it won't happen because we have become so immersed into money politics that we no longer see it as problems. We no longer see it as cankerworm. It is a big challenge. We have to come back and start a political education from the primary school. It will take a while, but I can assure you we'll get there one day when money will make no influence in our political decisions. But as it stands today, it's painfully pathetic. That is what we still have to grow up with.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bashir Badru, for joining us on today's conversation. We do appreciate your time and contribution. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You know, Rita, Bashir said something there about money not being one day we'll get there where where money won't be so important. But it can't just happen overnight. We need to human development indices.
I think it's the mindset.
And poverty.
Yeah.
Exactly. So sometimes you can't blame this people because they feel it's the only.
I mean, imagine if you've not eaten for 2 days and someone hands you over money, and it's quite unfortunate the amount of money that's actually been circulated among the people. It's just little amount of money. So that's to show the degree of poverty in the area. So your mind is clouded. So you're thinking of what do I eat at this point in time? Because I wouldn't necessarily be at the helm of affairs.
And then someone that thinks politics or serving is a game of life and death means he's going there for pecuniary measures to, you know, so help himself to.
Thank you. So you scratch my back and I scratch yours. You know,
and it's the people that suffer.
Really, and you know, notably absent was also the former president. That was Goodluck Jonathan. You would know that a lot of people had been speculating that he would be a consensus candidate. Yeah. So what happened? Well,
I guess it's killed any ambition that he probably had.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay,
Anyways.
this is where we drop the anchor on today's show, the conversation. Thank you very much for being a part of this. I'm Gbenga Aborowa.
And I am Rita Omodia. See you again on Friday.